Sensational! Audition coming soon!
Hello honeys, I asked all of you to submit your chords for a good chord showcase, and I've gone ahead and put them all into units. This is just for fun, so feel free to make your own units and unit names in the comments below. Enjoy!
Right, every honey!
First we have School's Out. I love the sporty look of these chords and thought they'd look great together because of their white base colors, primary color palette, and collegiate motifs. They all have a tough but cute tone that would fit an active group really well. Jewelry is really unique for its luxurious fantasy theme. The colors of these chords are light but still saturated and are all unified by jewels and gold accents. They each have delicate detailing and a high level of complexity, as well as signature colors that set them apart from each other. You guys tell me if they'd pass as magical girls. For Piristocrat, I imagine a mix of seafaring pirates and high-class nobility. These chords have a cool color palette that reminds me of the sea, plus the military and historical motifs that lead into a more adventurous image. Structure pieces are mixed with loose flowing details to give these chords an interesting tonal mix. I had aristocracy on the mind for Noble Rebel too, but for these chords I imagine a stronger focus on a character duo, two rebellious heiresses using power and influence to charm the audience, while also challenging the status quo. Both outfits mix modern and traditional pieces, but they have unique color palettes and motifs that give them each a strong personality. Starburst is united by its warm and bright color palette with a range of styles that represent a motley crew coming together for a shared goal, lighting up the stage. These chords read as very feminine and outgoing, and share natural motifs like feathers, jewels, and flowers. Because of this, they come across as both comforting and energizing. Pop Soda reminds me of a comedic trio with cute pastels contrasted against saturated accents. They're soft enough to draw you in, and bold enough to surprise you when you take a closer look. These chords are refreshing and entertaining, and the varied silhouettes between them help point out their different character traits. Pink is also a great unifying color here. For Mellow Mellow, I imagine a much more straightforward, fluffy, innocent kind of concept. There are a lot of playful details in these chords, and the soft pastel color palette is cohesive between them. They each use a graphic style and rounded shapes to play up their youthful impression, and freely mix patterns while avoiding anything that clashes too much. This gives them a very clean and cozy feeling. Bluebell is very similar to Mellow Mellow, but with an even calmer tone. Obviously blue is the biggest unifying element, with pink and yellow accents to add visual interest. The cooler color palette makes them feel slightly more grounded and mature, with varied silhouettes that communicate each design's mix of youthful and mature traits. They also share a mix of nautical motifs and graphic prints that make them extra cute. Each of the chords in Rainbloom is very unique, but I really like the idea of them all coming together to form a rainbow. The bright flower-like colors look really cute together, and they all share a similar silhouette. Their vibrancy gives them a lot of strength, and I think these would make great outfits for characters based on different seasons. They even have well-coordinated headpieces. I imagine them as being slightly more mature than the last few pastel groups. Spyglass is a really fun unit with a detective or spy theme. The different styles have a lot of personality, and their red and purple color palette helps unite them. They also all use preppy motifs that make them seem more intellectual and organized. I can picture these chords being great disguises while still being recognizable as members of the same group. These casual style chords would look great as audition costumes for new idols, so I gave them the name Bright Day to represent a fresh start. I love how much individuality they have while still being down to earth and approachable, and they all use brown as a warm neutral accent. It'd be so cute to see these chords worn by a trio of friends. I got a little carried away with these two. I named them I2E after an MBTI theme. The I stands for introverted and the E stands for extroverted. I really like how similar they are in silhouette and that they both use denim shorts with totally different aesthetics for their pieces. I imagine a really strong contrast in personalities for this duo, and I'd love for their catchphrase to be something like, "We'll make you smile eye to ear, we're I2E." Neo Shout is interesting because of their bold, cool colors, and I imagine them having a dance concept. The mix of military and punk motifs works really well between them, creating an image that is both elegant and passionate. There's a slightly futuristic tone to them too, and I think they'd look great for a nighttime performance surrounded by neon lights. The name for Triple comes from triple and purple, and I imagine them to be a trio of siblings. The wildly different styles here may not look the most cohesive, but if we assign them to siblings, I think it'd be a really cute way to show their personalities, even if the performers look similar to each other. Being the same color, purple, helps unify them, and also gives them a slightly mysterious feeling. Besides being all red, black, and gold, the Acrobatica chords work well because they all could represent different roles in a circus performance. Their bold but unique styles make them a great fit for passionate performers, and the wide range of silhouettes makes them each distinct and recognizable. Their daring combinations of pieces are definitely their biggest strength. Princess is an over-the-top luxurious group that uses pink and purple as its main colors. I really like their mix of youthful and mature motifs with delicate gold detailing, and the bright colors have a powerful impact thanks to their high levels of contrast. These Coords feel both modern and fantastical, hitting the perfect wealth fantasy spot for me. Pretty Punch is very similar to Princess, but these Coords have a heavier emphasis on dramatic contrast. They each mix pink and black as their base contrast, with hints of blue and yellow to add visual interest and to give them each extra individuality. The mix of soft, cute pieces with strong, mature ones creates a clear image of duality. It's also nice that despite key variations, all of these Coords use a similar base silhouette. Thank you all so much for sharing your creations with me. I had a ton of fun putting all of them together, and everyone's Coords turned out incredibly. Let me know your favorite units, and look out for our Christmas Coord ranking next week. Bye bye!
Good job there! Yeah!